Goed, so hulle begin deur vir ons te sê, nope. If f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 12x, determine the following. So for the first one, they just said f and in brackets 3. Julle het al stukkies gedoen met grafieke, maar ons het lanklaas het gesien wat dit so gevra is. So what they're asking here is just for you to substitute that in there, like that. And then you get minus 9. Okay, graphically, what does this mean? Anyone? Watter soort grafiek is dit hierdie? Dit is 'n parabool, né? Okay. So it means that the point 3 and negative 9 is a point on that graph. Okay? Want sien julle waar het ek die uitwoorde ingestel? Daar was 'n 3 in die plek van x. And then you solved and you got to negative 9, meaning that that point, 3 and negative 9 is on that parabola. Okay. Die volgende ene is die eerste ene wat ons so het. So when you get something like that, let's get the first derivative. Ja, laat ek hoor. Wat is die eerste afgeleide van hierdie? What's the derivative of 3x squared minus 12x?
It's going to be 6. Look at the answer. Huh? We didn't do
On his homework.
Which one? Which one?
Okay, do you all agree with that? That's the derivative of this function. So now the only thing they want you to do is this. Is equal to 6. Graphically, what does this mean? This one is a difficult question. I wouldn't be mad if you guys don't know this. Remember, what did we say about the first derivative? Die afgeleide gee vir my die gradiënt. Okay. Onthou hierdie is 'n parabool. Met ander woorde, sy gradiënt verander die hele tyd, né? As we move along the x-axis, the gradient of that graph changes the whole time. Do you guys agree? So what's happening now is at x value 3, let's say that's x value 3. If I go and draw a tangent there, this thing will be y is equal to 6x plus c. Hoekom? Want ek het gekry dat die gradiënt van die lyn by x waarde 3 gelyk is aan 6. Got it. Okay. We are working towards getting the equation of that tangent. So we already have the gradient. Maar stem julle saam, hierdie punt waar hy daar raak is 3 en minus 9. This is the same graph as this one. So ons het daai punt op die grafiek. And if you have the gradient and you have another point, then you can calculate the y-intercept. That's not what we're doing right now, but just so that you guys can take this into the next part of the work we're doing. Okay. Goed, vir die volgende ene. Okay. Wat werk ons basies hierso uit? Remember, this is a parabola. What happens when you set the equation of a parabola equal to 0? What are you calculating? He thinks he knows. He's close. Okay. What we're doing is we're saying this. Okay, wat gaan ek nou oplos? Die x-afsnitte van hierdie grafiek. Sien julle dit? I'm going to calculate the x-intercepts of this graph. You got that?
Got it.
Okay, so let me draw this parabola for what we know of it so far. Nee? Daar is inligting wat ek mos al het. I have its y-intercept and I have both the x-intercepts. Okay, goed. Nou die volgende ene is baie belangrik en ons gaan hom baie gebruik probably from today, maybe in the period at the end of the day, if we get there. Okay. Goed. The gradient of a graph is 0 at the turning points of that graph. Kom ek wys vir julle. As jy die ding net wil skuif. Stem julle saam dat daai is die raaklyn aan die grafiek by sy draaipunt. If that's the turning point, then that glitter line is the tangent to the graph at that point. Nou, hoe skryf ons 'n grafiek wat so lyk? Ons skryf ons net y is gelyk aan and then just a number. Right? Do you agree? Just a constant. It doesn't have an x value. Because if this is what I write my equation of a straight line like, and I set the gradient equal to 0, then do you agree that this whole term will fall away? So do you see mathematically that if I have a horizontal line, then the gradient is equal to 0? Do you guys see that? Okay, graad 12, dit gaan ons nou gebruik, and you are allowed to do this with your other graphs as well, because this is a very easy way of getting the coordinates of a turning point of a graph. You have to do it when it is a cubic function. You are allowed to do it when it is a parabola as well. So I'm going to show you now. First thing we do is we get the first derivative, which we already got up there. What was it? 6x minus 12. Yeah? And we set that equal to 0. Lekker. So dan kry jy x is gelyk aan 2. Meaning that the x value of my turning point is 2. Now they didn't ask for this, but let's calculate the y value as well. Op watter grafiek lê hierdie punt? Op die parabool, né? Hy lê op f van x. Do you guys agree? That point is on the graph of f of x. So I'm just going to go and say, then I can substitute the 2 in there. So minus 12. For all parabolas and cubic functions, the gradient